right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Marco Rubio addressing the NRA Leadership Forum. We'll bring you more speakers as we go along. And now let's get to the daily closing bell report with Jeff Yastine, editor of Newsmax's Financial Intelligence Report newsletter. Jeff, it might be an abbreviated session here, so tell us how the numbers did today.
Yeah, they finished all in the green. I'm just kind of rounding off here. The Dow finished up 100 points. We had the S&P gaining around 10 points, and the NASDAQ finished up about 20 points. And a lot of this, especially for the blue chips, was driven by some restructuring news that came out of GE, General Electric, today.
Yes, and they decided to get out of the finance business, I guess?
Yeah, it's interesting. The GE Capital, that was their golden goose back before the financial bubble popped. Ever since then, it's really been the ball and chain. So they've announced that they're going to divest themselves of GE Capital, as well as a lot of the property, the office buildings that they also own in association with that arm. And they're going to basically turn a lot of that money, about $90 billion worth, back to shareholders. That's great for equity holders. However, the bond folks, like Moody's bond rating system group, they do not like this news. They say it's financially aggressive.
And today the Apple Watch orders basically sold out on the first day that you could order an Apple Watch.
Yeah, there wasn't much reaction in the stock today, but I thought it was interesting that with all the hullabaloo building up to this, a lot of the reviewers have kind of given it mediocre to poor ratings, I guess because it has so many notifications and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how much this continues in terms of good sales as opposed to just the novelty of it.
There's some talk, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, about gold and looking ahead to next year, and some people are getting very excited about that.
Yeah, Citigroup's analyst group came out with a report that was talking about they believe gold will do well from 2016 onwards to their guesstimate of 2020. They see oil prices, which of course have been really deflationary because they've gone down so much in the last year or so. They believe that oil prices will stabilize, and a lot of the production, in terms of factories, oil production, all those things that we have an excess of now, they believe a lot of that will come offline, and hence look forward to a more inflationary future, which should be good for gold going forward.
And just summing up, I mean, we had a very positive week on Wall Street for a variety of reasons, it seems.
Yeah, you can't really put your finger on any exact one reason, but like today was a day where we saw some stocks like Caterpillar. It's down 20% or so in the last, 6-8 months, and it had a big rise. It was up like 2.5%. So, and a lot of the other stocks that have been sort of down and out have suddenly caught bids, and the Chinese and Asian stocks are all still doing well. So it seems like everything's going up, and that's despite, we haven't really talked about it, but the dollar went up today, and it looks like if it keeps going next week, we could have new, not all-time highs, but new highs for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
And that's usually not a good thing. All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Jeff Yastine. And folks, you can find out more on the financial news of the day and beyond by going to Newsmax.com. Click on the finance button at the very top of the page, and be sure to get your copy of the Warren Buffett's Next Door book by visiting FIR411.com. That's FIR411.com. And coming up next, folks, we'll continue with the Steve Malzberg Show and continue to bring you some of the biggest name speakers addressing the NRA Leadership Forum in Nashville, Tennessee. Maybe Donald Trump on tap as well. We shall see. Don't you go away.